Hello and welcome to the Print Shop, the Comics Wellspring Insider Show, where we'll be bringing you company updates, answering your questions from the community, and give you a first look at what we're building for you, the creators. And guess what? It's the first episode of the new year. I'm hyped. Chris is hyped, and Dan
I'm
isn't
not
here.
sick anymore, so it's always a good place to start.
Oh, and we get to play like the boss isn't here, so we can kind of like be shenanigans and whatnot. Even though he'll probably watch it.
Right? He'll be watching. We say that like he's just gonna come and show up anyway.
Pop up. He's show up in the chat right away.
Everybody
Chris,
be quiet. The boss is here.
Oh, I spat on that one. Thanks, camera.
Yep.
But
Cheers.
Chris, how was your holidays? How was it? You were sick.
So other than being sick, so if any of you have had the pleasure of traveling someplace that is not your home and then becoming sick where you're like, I don't want to do anything at life, it is a super not fun experience. That said, technically I rested, which is something that normally doesn't happen on a break, right?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, that happened. I'd like to say that I read a bunch of comics, but I didn't. I'm currently working out my comic book solution problem because I don't have a comic shop like within 90 minutes in any direction of me. So I've been figuring that out slowly because I like comics.
Yeah, man.
And I want to keep up with all the things that all you crazy cool kids are doing out there. So truly looking forward to catching back up and doing all that. So I did start reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, so here I am. You should read it too because it's really great if you're nerdy and like the D&D and just like wild, crazy, funny stuff. It would make a really great graphic novel.
I've heard cool stuff about it. It's something that is talked about that I gotta like dive into.
It like took over the nerd world, and I was like, well, I guess I gotta read it. And then I read the first book, and I'm like, I'm gonna end up reading all of these. Good, great.
Yeah, you awesome. New addiction. I love that. But that's
How
good.
about you? It was good.
New Year. Oh, it was solid. It was lots of rest. I'm trying to get back into reading. Like, just granted, I work for a comic book company and make comics, but I'm trying to read books again, like just novels. Just trying to like get back into that groove of stretching my brain a little bit differently. And I'm also this year I'm gonna try so hard. Like I can't buy. Of course, I'm gonna back Kickstarters. And I'll back your guys' Kickstarters, and we'll talk about Kickstarters today.
But we're gonna talk about a lot of those. You guys don't even know, but over here, like on this screen, is a list of Kickstarters.
I'm so hyped, but like that's the thing. Now that I've gone in a groove of backing so many Kickstarters, it's taken over my toll of like my personal reading and my novel reading and my comic book reading, and then trying to create on top of that. It's all jumbled. So trying to figure out a system of like, how do I keep it all like flowing and keep not like burning out. Wait a second. Do you play a game called Bloxdorf? I love that. That's amazing. We should make a game out of that. I would actually love that. My character does sound like a D&D character. My name sounds like a D&D character.
Yeah, chat's gonna be fired today. It's just gonna call that now because here we go. All right.
But yeah, just trying to get into that, which I'm really hyped about. Actually, what are the books I'm reading right now? I'm reading big music fan, so I'm reading Sell Out by Dan Ozzie. It talks about like all my favorite bands, At the Drive-In, Jimmy Eat World, My Chem, Blink, Thursday. They're all in here. And so it's just talking about them going literally from indie to mainstream and the reaction of people and how fans reacted, how bands acted. And that got me so much thinking about indie to mainstream in comics. And there's so many similarities, so many differences.
Sell Out. What? Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, one of those things too is like you chasing the money. Everyone's chasing money. In fact, this is a good conversation for on air, and we'll find out if I get in trouble. But like Kickstarter is looking for a new head of comics, right? And so I sent it to a bunch of friends. I was like, should I sell out and just like move over to Kickstarter? Because that pay range is insane for that. But I'm very curious where that's going to go. I'm curious how Kickstarter is going to navigate this new head of Kickstarter. Right now, we don't have a head of Kickstarter for comics. Yeah, our head of comics at Kickstarter. My bad. Thank you for that correction. But it throws things off, and it's a platform we all use and utilize. And it's so important, yet there's a lot of like landscapes that are shifting around with that. So, crowdfunding this year, I feel like is going to feel different. and probably look different. I think 2025 was a big evolution for crowdfunding and a big shift. So I don't know. I'm brains everywhere. There's so much happening right out of the gate this year, because of things like that.
Yep.
But relating back to holidays, great holidays. It was fun. Now we're in the new year. So
Awesome. Nailed it.
what are you trying to do or like differently this year? Or what are you trying to accomplish or change this year that might be different?
So for me, and to not completely sound like a corporate shill, but big thing for this year is building community here and Comics Wellspring. So you have this wonderful community that you've been cultivating and all these shows that you've been doing, but I want to be able to help you, help me, help all of them continue to communicate. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. So, save it for the podcast, as some of my friends like to say. We'll talk a little more about Discord and some of the things that we're trying to do over there. But 2026 for me is really diving back into the comic book industry with both feet, as I came on board, back mid November with Comics Wellspring. So looking forward to things like Comics Pro. We were talking about shows earlier that we would like to go to, whether we make it out to Heroes, Baltimore, OAX, because they're going to be doing really cool things early in February. So I'm just like dropping all of the cool things. See, he gets it. This guy, he gets me. So it's really just about, we've been saying it, and that's why we're engaging with you in chat. It's not just like, hey man, drop that like and subscribe. No, like, we know that you all out there actually exist, are humans trying to create things or learn how to create things, and our goal is to help cultivate that environment in a way that is beneficial to. Oh, awesome. Then yeah, well, Dave, I'm pretty sure I've crossed paths with you at some time, at some point, because I was at Ultimate Comics there in Cary and Raleigh and Durham. And so we also did North Carolina Comic-Con, Greensboro Comic-Con, Oak City. Well, we still did that. And your name just is sticking out in my brain, and it's been bothering me since I saw it. So hi, Dave. Hopefully, yes, we can see you again once we make it out there to Heroes. And Heroes usually falls on my birthday too, so that's also why I like that show.
Oh, sick. I've only been to Heroes once, dude, and honestly, it was like I was dual wielding then. I was super new to CWS, and I kind of merged my way into a friend's table. They had two tables, and I was like, "Can I just have a corner and you guys can crash in my hotel room?" And they were just like, "Yes, for sure." So I dual tabled, and I was CWS, and it was so much fun. If you want to go to a place to network, to talk to creators, to meet your collaborative peers and whatnot, Heroes is the place to at least go to. You don't always got a table at a con
Yep.
to go enjoy the con. You could just go and attend as a creator and still network, still probably pass out books, try to make a couple sales, like try to find some people to work with, and then do all the after show stuff that is honestly so vitally important as a creator. Just going to those events, hanging out with those people, being in that environment, seeing everyone mingle, that is the best place to be, especially that art auction.
Yes.
They do another event on one of the other nights. I forget what it is.
Heroes, the two big that I always do is the drink and draw and the auction, big time.
That's right. Yeah. And that the drawing night is so much fun too. Dude, that's when we first started Spilled Ink. So I'd only been doing Spilled Ink for like 6 weeks, and then I was being asked to draw stuff, and I was like, I'm so scared. And now I'm probably like, I can throw down.
This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. It's okay. Chris can't draw at all, so you're fine.
We'll see what we could do for Heroes. That'd be a fun thing to see if we could provide some sketch cards and whatnot. That's our goal for OAX too. I'm going to be heading out to OAX. Chris and Dan are going to Comics Pro. That's the plan, at least
that's
for now.
That's the plan. Yep.
And that's going to be super rad because like Comics Pro, if you guys don't know, there's actually a scholarship that might have just closed actually.
Let me do some digging while you talk a little bit about it. I might be able to find something.
It's like all about the retailers, and so you'll have great like creators there to speak. You'll have like a lot of news come out of Comics Pro, but it's where the retailers kind of gather to kind of hear from the publishers. Essentially, one long publisher day, kind of like what they do when New York happens or San Diego. I'm on camera, and here comes my cat. Hi, Sebastian. And so
nailed it.
Yeah.
hey, Sebastian, your show's coming tomorrow.
Yeah, you're on air tomorrow, sir. Get your butt out of the camera. Come on.
Yep, great. Nailed it.
All right, fighting me. All right. Well,
So the Bink scholarship, which is what you were thinking of, did close on the 31st.
Oh, okay. That's cool though. That's cool to know, to at least spread word for next year. I think people try to look into it if you're a creator or if you're a retailer and you're not part of this or knowledgeable about it. Because
I'm just
Comics
gonna
Pro
drop Comics Pro. Oh, why did it no post?
Oh,
I'll try again. Oh, it just doesn't like it. Okay, that's good.
Oh.
I was trying to drop the link for Comics Pro into the chat, but oh well, I tried. We'll make sure it's in the show notes.
Yeah, actually, speaking of which, I opened the Discord. Dave was saying, can you post these a day ahead so we could block out time, please? Dude, yes, for sure. Today was weird. We were going to launch a new graphic, so we were waiting on that. However, I will start dropping him in a little bit earlier for you.
Yeah, we try. I'm gonna try to. I want to have reminders on day of, and I want to have shows that are coming up pretty soon because we're doing all kinds of cool stuff, especially with more video content and everything Brandon's been working on. So spoilers. We just plan on having more things available to you all that we will straight up drop a schedule of our shows. We'll make sure that we have it in the Discord, but also just in general for all of you to absorb. And then our goal is to remain consistent so that folks can hop on and see the cool stuff that we're doing.
Yeah, we have so many programs out now. It's kind of crazy. We went from Inspired Ink, and then now we have 4 little shorts or programs in general. And it's kind of crazy. We're creating our own UHF channel in an extent. We need like 3 more weekly things or something.
And then we're just gonna have the parody account, but it'll be fine.
Yeah, there we go. I love that. I love so much. But yeah, so yeah, shows this year. And potentially past that, it's so hard to map out what we can do as CWS when it comes to going to shows, because there's the expense of the show and there's not a lot of return. Even as a creator, this is the same thing, same concept, almost as if you're going to go table at a show. Like, what's the return you think you'll get on that? Like, as a creator, you should know your market and to prep for stuff. How much are you spending on food, on gas, travel? Like, how much is the table? How many days is it? Is it 4? Is it 3? Is it 2? Is it 1?
Is it Emerald City and you just live there for the entire month?
Yeah. Yeah, straight up. Yeah. Yeah, dude, there's so much to it. And it's hard for us to choose, like, with timing of announcements and other things too. I think there's a lot of factors or something. Like last year, we wanted to push the hi Sebastian. Hi Sebastian. Okay, petting you. Last year we were trying to push the print on demand with Global and the announcement, but it was right when San Diego was happening. And so we kind of had to time things in a certain order to make sure the announcements line up with cool things like New York, like Baltimore. Yep. So as much as we want to jump on every con ever, I also can't do that because it's exhausting. And traveling is really tiring. But I think we'll choose at least 5 or 6 sometime this year. Right now, Comics Pro, OAX. I'm doing 2 events in May for sure. I'm going to be tabling at 4 Color Fantasies, my local shop, for Free Comic Book Day. They just hit me up.
Book Day. Yep.
Jesse Lonergan is going to be there. Sebastian, that's my mic. Jesse Lonergan's going to be there, and Joey Espinito. He did with Von Gorman, the Pedestrian. He's the writer for the Pedestrian, and I'm spacing Justin Jordan. No, he's actually going to be there at the end of the month. I forgot who else is going to be there at the event. But I'm super hyped to hang out with Jesse Lonergan. He's a great dude. He printed his last book, Panda Delivery Service, with us too, Sebastian. And so I'm hyped to meet up with him and hang. And Drome, I don't know if you guys have read Drome, but Drome is pretty dope. But yeah, I have that. And then I think I'm doing a rally for reading at my local library. They just gave me a call yesterday that I need to call them back for. And so I at least have 4 things lined up. If I counted that right, maybe 3. And then yeah, that's what we have booked right now. Hopefully Heroes, potentially San Diego. You never know. Sometimes that's a last minute trip that happens. And for sure, we're probably going to do New York, and for sure we're doing Baltimore, and IC3. So that's a good list for now.
Yeah, we'll be busy,
Yeah,
just a little something.
Yeah, did you slap me? That was weird. My cat is just hanging out. But that was shows. That's our show coverage. If you guys have shows you think we should go, I know there's tons. There's like Kingston that we
Yeah.
want to support. There's a few other smaller conventions that I know of that are very indie focused, that are very that, but we're almost there. I want to do more sponsorships and whatnot. It's all just in the cards once we get some gears rolling, because this POD means so much to us. Getting these new initiatives and the announcement with our dashboard when it comes out in March, April, that's going to be really overwhelming and exciting. So it's all mapping things out. Plus, the more I travel, the less I could do shows. So Spilled Ink and Inspired Ink kind of go out the door. Um, which actually for Spilled Ink, let me give you guys the schedule on that. We just talked to Anthony Marquez, the president of the Cubert School. That was a great conversation last night. Anthony's a great dude. If you want to learn more about the Cubert School, if you want to get some great insight on portfolio reviews to prep for these cons coming up, listen to that episode. It was so much fun. I learned so much talking to Anthony. He's a great dude. This coming week, we have Kazra, who runs CAF and OAX and IC3 and all that stuff. We'll be talking to him about OAX and the Kirby Awards that are happening. After that, we're taking a 2 week 2 week break, 1 week break, 1 week break, because I'm getting a dental surgery. So I need a week to recover from that so I could talk clearly. And then we have Science Nation Comics coming on, this great team out of Australia. That's really exciting.
Nice.
And then Alex Segura is going to be coming on, I believe the early February. I think it's the 9th or the 2nd. I forgot which date they just claimed. And then I'm hoping to get Brian McDonald on. He's like my writing guru, like straight up. Brian McDonald does a show called You Are a Storyteller. He has a new show out as well if you look him up, and then he does the book Invisible Ink, which is the writing book if you want to learn how to just get a proper idea and to write a great story. Invisible Ink, I always promote this book on every show, but I highly recommend looking into Brian McDonald and his work because it's just phenomenal if you want to learn about story. But yeah, we have some cool stuff lined up for Inspired Ink the next couple months, and Spilled Ink, dude, it's gonna be packed. 5-6 people every single week. I'm lining up guests. We almost have all of January booked as we move into February, so hyped there. And then weekly episodes of Cats, Comics, and Coffee, which will launch tomorrow, I think.
That's the goal. So yeah, we're getting the talent's good side for the show. So
yeah, I feel that.
yeah, congrats, bud. You're famous now.
Yeah, Sebastian. There you go. T'Challa's passed out in his box, so he'll pop up soon. But moving on to other news, we launched the first beta for proof of concept for the cat element. Yeah, Aaron, you know it. Aaron Z. Lee, Pens and Pedals, as you guys might know him on Spilled Ink. But Comix.one POD beta launch, that happened. We're pretty hyped about it.
It did happen. For a lot of folks, they're going to start asking lots of questions, and that's a good thing. Is that yes, it did happen. We have a set number of folks that we have put together that already have books that were ready to go. I know Apollo, you have a couple things that are up. So if people are looking for it, and we're working with Comix.one right now also to try to see if we can put together kind of a featured artist so that folks can see all the different people that are currently on the POD with them while we're through this beta program. Because once the beta program is done, we've stress tested all the processes and everything, and then it's going to go wide open to anyone that's on the Comix.one platform. Which so if people are curious what the difference is, that's the difference is right now. We're getting that good stress test in because we want to make sure the thing works. I know that's a novel concept. I also know that some people are like, but I wanted the thing yesterday. But be patient. Patience is a virtue. And in this case, it's going to be awesome because once all the kinks are worked out of the process and everything, then we'll feel really comfortable in saying go and everybody having a really good experience. So we've already started that process. I think it's going to be pretty awesome just to see how that goes, and then to just open the gate, because then we know it doesn't end with Comix.one, that we've got other stuff in the pipeline as well. So you keep hearing us saying it's coming. Well, it's coming, and it's coming soon, promise. But like we've been saying, and like I've been saying since the first episode, and just in general, if you've interacted with us on the Discord, it's a process, because seriously, we want it to work. We want to make sure that everything is taken care of, because yes, we could throw it off into the wind to be like, it's live, it's doing its thing, and then all of you could be really upset, and that defeats the purpose, right? So we're feeling really good about how things are looking right now, though. So we want to communicate that to you all, that for those of you that are already in that beta, we'll take this opportunity now. Tell people. Those of you that are in the beta know, but tell people so that people can get your books and we can test out the process from front to back.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is just, as we've launched this program and we're making sure that everything down the pipeline is smooth, there's always like one hair that gets out of place and you're just like,
It
oh
just
man, I didn't even
happens.
think about that. Like,
especially with tech, you just need to throw people at the server and be like, okay, break it.
yeah, literally, honestly, yeah. That's why these stress tests are so vital, and also a good reason why we did a beta launch with Comix.one before global, because global would have been such a bigger jump into it.
It's
And
huge.
yeah, that's gonna be because more people are promoting that than Comix.one. It's a larger platform, it's more mainstream and everything. They have a lot more on it. But Comix.one is so indie focused, and it was such a smaller team and smaller process to do the beta test with. A bit more of a controlled group. So if someone gets a book and something's wrong, we know they're not going to be upset. And we're working directly with those creators to sort out things, because we want it when you guys use it. Like Chris said, we want you to get your package in and be hyped and excited. We're even updating how we mail out stuff. We found better systems for that. I think that was the biggest leap this past week. Is like,
No, and that's a huge thing, because those of you that have had the joy of damaged comics, either from different printers or just from the distribution, or if you remember the good old days of Diamond, which I do in my PTSD sleep sweats at night as a retailer, that going through all the damages and everything, it's like, I can't sell this, I can't sell this, and I have to wait and everything. But how that stuff is packaged and shipped absolutely matters. It's why we're having these conversations. I mean, for those that remember, Penguin Random House, when they started, they shipped stuff out, and then a bunch of people went, try again, and then they went the other direction and like did a crazy like encapsulated thing, and they're about to make a couple changes again. And I think Lunar just said the same thing, that one of them just said that they're going to do away with their bubble wrap because they think their boxes are good. And here's me saying, I hope they're right. Because for those of you that have got stuff from us in the past, like, that we're really going for that double box, we're going for the shrink wrap, we're going for the bubble wrap, so that when that stuff comes out, it is collectible grade, that it is not, you're not worried about the condition of the stuff on the inside. So again, as we come down to all the way down to printing a single book and then getting it out there from somebody, we have been taking the time to identify the different things. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to lift all the way behind the curtain, but I kind of want to tell the story of Dan, our CEO, and some other folks literally took some packages and packaged stuff up and tossed them around the office, to see what would happen based on different shipping standards and what those costs were and things. And we've learned a lot. And we just want you guys to know that we're taking the time to make sure that it makes sense, because we want your stuff to show up and be in the condition you expect it to be in, and the condition that your customers expect it to be in. So, and it's because all of us here, we've lived through the pain of stuff showing up and it not being great.
yeah,
So
hands down.
we get it. Like 100% of us have experienced it, whether it's as customers or as, in my case, a former retailer. Like, it's important to us. So we're doing the work to make sure that the things that we do make sense, both economically, but also that you're just going to get the thing that matters to you.
You know what we should do for an ad? And this is the
just drop kick boxes.
Yeah, no, literally. I was like doing the Ace Ventura, like the first movie, like, but us is like a CWS and they get it, and it's a bunch of comics and whatnot, and they're all perfect. Love that.
Right.
Eric Allred, no.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
Just saying, we're gonna send you some boxes, and we need some stuff kicked around. Alrighty then.
Dude, yeah, it's an exciting time, and it's one of those things we just, it's a slow burn, but it's happening, and we're staying true to our word, and
Yep.
our main word is that it's happening and that we're making it as great as we can be. And as so it's great for you. That's what I really mean by our
Yep.
word. Dates and deadlines, we try to give you a good guesstimation, but it's one of those things until we get it perfect, we can't present it. And that's just creator. It's almost like basically like being a creator, you're
Yeah,
trying
you're
to like
redoing
finish the
that
book.
page again for the 17th time. Oh, the perspective
Uh,
off. Oh, the light isn't in the right location. Um,
we're in editorial process right now
yeah,
of the book.
we're in process. It'll be fine. I don't know, but I think this is probably a good time to then tell a little bit about some of the things that we're updating with the Discord,
Oh,
because
yes.
on top of doing all this stuff, part of the point of this exercise, and you're going to get tired of hearing Chris tell you this, but we seriously want input from you. We want all of our communications to truly be two-way streets. That it says marketing director down there somewhere at the bottom of the screen, but truthfully, just like it says community next to Brandon, all of us want to be in an open communication with all of you. So the Discord, we launched what now, 3 weeks ago? I'm losing track, but we launched it. It's been a while. Some of you hopped in there. I constantly am trying to remind people that it's there. Share it with your friends, because it's not just your way to communicate with us, it's your way to communicate with each other, which is just as important as communicating with us. And we have heard some things already from feedback, and we want to add a few things. So I'm going to let Brandon kind of explain some of those things that we have coming. And I think some of the, I mean, the big one, I'll steal your thunder because it's fun, is Discord allows you to have voice channels and video channels and everything, and we want to give you a drawing space
Yeah.
where you can actually you can do spilled ink at home. Calm down, we've got spilled ink at home. Got it. But we want to give you the space to be able to not just go looking for stuff, but if a handful of you want to just hop on and stream the stuff that you're doing, then we want you to have that freedom, because we're going to learn from the process just as much as you guys are going to learn from each other. So I know there were a few other things, but Brandon, I know
Yeah.
tell the community we had all the cool things that we're going to community about,
Yeah,
because
honestly, like
community.
I think that's one of my favorite ones is actually just doing the drawing room, I think is what we're gonna call it. It's just I'll be hyped to jump maybe midday when I'm on a break and just jump in there and draw with someone or hang out for a little bit. Like even if you see me pop into the Discord room, come hang out. Like just we'll shoot the shit and we'll just ask some questions and we'll just vibe for a minute. Sometimes we just need someone to hang out with us while we work on something, as isolating as this is. So yes, spilled ink at home is gonna be called. We should just call it spilled ink at home.
Spilled ink
drawing
at
room.
home. Nailed it.
We also have a currently reading section. We realize that
Yeah.
it's just a section that's needed if we want to promote indie comics, if you want to promote whatever book you're reading at the time, like we just did at the beginning of the show. Share what you're doing. I mean, you never realize how much of an impact that can make, but a lot of people will go and look up what you're reading, what you're listening to, what you're watching. So creating a currently reading spot is gonna be a great way to promote books. And as I start doing episodes of Cat Comics and Coffee, you guys will be able to see like what book I'm reading and have an idea of what's going to be coming out soon. And also from our personal collections, because
Yeah.
I have some rad stuff. Chris has some rad stuff. We have a lot of books and comics. So
Lots of books, art, things that you will make Chris actually go into his closet and find all the stuff that isn't hanging on a wall so we can share it with other people.
Yeah. So we're working on that. That's going to be a fun little channel that'll be popping up. All this will be popping up probably late Wednesday night. Early Thursday should be all live. We also have a hangout spot that's separate from the drawing room, and that's just if you're just trying to like vibe and work. It does sound like I mean, they could be the same thing, but sometimes you don't want to be drawing. Some people just want to draw and vibe in there. So we're giving two different voice channel spots. It's a spot where you can hang out, ask questions, just kill some time, and a spot where you could go and draw. We're creating a new form channel. So our form channels right now are really based for like, if there's customer support that you need, or also like a feature request, like in the Discord or just in general with anything we do. But this one is actually more based on if there's something missing or we should create or offer, like it's called in like I guess the work terms, DTC products, direct to
Yeah,
consumer
direct
products,
to. Yep.
like our blue line. For an example, we want to put together a cool sketchbook so that
Yep.
for Spilding October or Spildingtober, you guys could have a themed sketchbook for that month. And I think that would be a really rad thing to do. Stuff like that. We just want to know what you guys are looking for so we can help you as comic creators. We're your printer, but we want to, the only way we're going to print is if you make comics. So we
Yep.
want you to make more comics. Tell us how we could help you make more comics. And that's where that channel is going. That one. And
Yeah,
that's it. 4 new
100%.
channels.
And I mean, we might even like peel the curtain back even a little more that we talked about with our drawing channel and also just our voice channel and things like that. That one of the things that we might start doing from a community perspective is community trivia night, or just come hang out with us and stuff like that. Like, we are truly trying to think of ways that all of us can actually hang out together and just talk about this crazy industry that we all belong to, because we all love it. Look, we got the scars from it, so we might as well have some enjoyment while we're here, actually trying to get some work done. So be on the lookout, because, and that's also just our goal with the Discord of, if you don't see something that you would like to see, throw it at us. That's kind of what the feature request is there in the Discord, as well, because we just want to know how we can better serve you and provide you a community that is mostly built by you, that we poke our head in and just make sure that you haven't lit the place on fire. Like, I generally tell people I only have one rule, and that's don't burn the building down. Don't burn down my digital house. Everything else is cool for the most part. Just don't burn it down, okay?
We'll also have, I think, before I forget, the last big update is that we're going to be doing big updates to the Discord channel itself by putting some moderation bots, and some other things so we could do polls easier and be more interactive, different, custom emojis and everything. So that'll all happen. And then by the next print shot episode, you'll see all this stuff, which is super exciting. But yeah, dude, that's the raddest part. We just want this to be a cool community space, and there's awesome people in there. Like, I'm looking who's online right now. Like, Jeff DeMars is hanging out. Hunter who does oh my gosh, I just thought of I see the cover in my head of their book, and now I'm spacing the name, and now I feel bad. But Hunter's amazing. We have Alex Segura always hanging out in the chat. Someone tag Alex and ask him some questions. He's gonna be on Inspired Ink soon. He has a cool Daredevil book coming out soon. But yeah, awesome stuff. Let's see what this comment says. I can relate to having a body doubling area where I could work or draw with others, but I see that being maybe more video than audio. I just get less done if I'm chatting. Yeah, I mean, just have it on.
Yeah, it'll be both. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the joy of Discord. If you're not as familiar with it, you can do voice only, you can do streaming. Like, it's got all the different things to you. And if you don't know, then we'll start throwing together some how-tos and or provide those, because Discord has tons of great stuff that's already out there that helps you like understand what's going on. So
yeah, honestly. Broman here is saying, so cool sketchbook. I'm an underachiever with extreme high output. I feel that. Marketing
that go.
Marketing the comic itself, I think, is the main thing creators need.
Yep.
That's the cool thing about Comix.one too, is that they will help promote your book or your campaign. But also that's what the Discord's here for too. Like, share your stuff.
Please
a lot
do.
of campaigns that went live are promoting it on our Discord today. Like Eric Allred from Outer Space. In fact, I'm wearing the Outer Space shirt today for launch day, so I'm pretty happy about that.
We'll get there here in just a minute, but if you have projects that are in crowdfunding and those types of things, we want to take the time to be able to mention them here, because it's one of those places that we have a platform, but Brandon also has lots of other channels that he can do that. And if we get to the point that there's enough of you, then maybe we'll just make a show, because that's equally.
I don't know if Chris froze or if I froze. So we'll find out. He might be frozen.
It's okay. Yeah. No, I was going to say my internet was eventually going to do that. So whatever. So I'll go back to the beginning of that, of just as much as it's important to market us, if we're marketing you, then you are selling product which needs to be printed. And that truly is that symbiotic relationship we're looking for here, is that we're helping. Yeah, I hit that like switch so hard, but I didn't get any headshots for it, so it's lame. He'll get that reference. Shout out to PK. He's one of my esport dudes that also is now just a cool dude that I know from Georgia that's doing cool things. So
I love that.
And he's actually working on some stuff that's edutech based, so education based through using gaming, but he said he might have some comic book ideas.
Ooh.
So we might get to talk to him later at some point. And maybe we'll have him on one of the shows to talk about that space of using comic books for educational purposes, because I also have other friends doing that too that have some really cool books that are out there that are used to just gaming, and comics are what help kids do things they already enjoy and learn stuff. So what a concept. So there you go. Free shout out. See, yeah, chemistry and physics.
That's amazing. That's how you do it.
I have another friend that talks about environmental health and safety and stuff like that, and it's called Seekers of Science. One of them is a former Mythbuster, so there's like cool stuff out there. I got you, homie. Don't worry about that. So yeah, maybe we should take a couple questions just in terms of like the beta, the Discord, and then we can move into the fun part where we can share some of the stuff that we see is coming through the Kickstarter pipeline or crowdfunding in general that are just cool. So chat, if you've got any questions about anything we've talked about today, hit us. Brandon, if you got anything from any other sources that we can answer, then that's what we're here for. And then we can take a look at some of those cool things and talk a little bit about what marketing looks like in terms of your projects.
I'm going to piggyback just a little bit. You had mentioned that like we would make our own show for crowdfunding and Kickstarters. That was an idea I had last year. And I sent a bunch of polls out being like, what's the best time if I did this? And everyone chose like 6 p.m. on a Friday. And I ran that by my girlfriend and she was like, no.
How about no?
And I was like, it was my fault for offering that as an option, but I was just like, apparently that's the mass demand. But I would love to do that. I would love to have a crowdfunding focus, or even have everyone who's doing a crowdfunder come on for 5-10 minutes and
either that or just kind of like we're doing now, that we can find your projects and then we'll talk about it. And if we can line up people's schedules, we can get people in. That the joy of technology is things are getting a little better in terms of us being able to capture where you all sit and everything. It just comes down to our time. But yes, as much as it sounds like that Brandon and I live here on the internet for your sole enjoyment, which we do occasionally, we do have lives and occasionally do other things. Well, I mean, sometimes.
I'm gonna watch Mad Men after this.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go watch some shows, read books and comics.
We take breaks. We take
we take little cat naps and we read a comic and then we come back to the comic biz.
Yeah, 100%. You know, that's the biggest reason why I try to find something outside of comics sometimes. I realized that I went really hard on Baldur's Gate over the break, and I did a replay. Nice. It's been so much fun, dude. I love that game. But I was like, I need to do this more. And it's you get that thing where people say like, oh, you need to devote everything to your craft. You need to do this. But like, sometimes you just need a breather and find another hobby so that you can enjoy your main hobby. Because you better enjoy your main hobby for one. And if it's hurting and killing you and you're not enjoying it, probably shouldn't be doing that hobby.
Yeah.
But like, have something else on the side to distract you. Pick up an instrument, like, you know, play a video game for a day, breathe, relax, let it settle. You know what I mean? And that's very important.
Center.
Yeah. Heads down. Well, if anyone has any questions, keep the comments coming. But any questions, definitely pop them up. But for now, let me see what Roman said. I've had 30 gallery shows and yet to publish one comic. Now I just draw and do video editing.
Yeah.
I feel that too. But that's still art. It's still creative. So we still love it. Well, anyone else?
The hustle is real.
Let me see if I could pull up a couple campaigns here to go over. Share screen. Actually, this dude we've been promoting for a bit. Lawful Justice over here.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I'm gonna expand that just a hint.
Look at that pro production.
Dude, this is sick. Dude, they hit their goal, which is amazing. They were close to hitting their goal last time we checked in with them. They have 8 hours to go. There is a link in the episode description here if you want to back it as well. Our dude Neil and actually Kyle, who did, where's the team? I have a section right here. Kyle, this is Neil, the writer, and he did a lot of the art as well. But Kyle actually did a lot of its CWS work for us back in the day. So it's really cool to see him working on another book. That's super exciting. So Lawful Justice just has 8 hours left. Really cool looking noir book, man. I'm
I'm
really
really
curious what this.
feeling the noir coming back. I have some other
Yeah,
friends that are interested in some projects, and that Sin City
yeah.
like vibe. Like I mean, I just like police procedurals anyway. So like Sam and Twitch out of the Spawn
Hmm.
universe, I've really been enjoying. Um, but I like this black and white and occasional red type noir stuff because I think it just draws you into it. And um, it's why I like original noir movies that were black and white, that were still filmed dark, even though they were in black and white. Like they were like, I'm going to make this really broody, so they like just turned off all the lights. And you're just like, what am I watching? But like from the 30s all the way through the 50s, noir was like really heavy, and even in black and white, it's kind of heavy-handed to see what that grittiness truly looks like. So I dig that. It's a fun medium, and this is I feel like I mean, Frank really set the standard with Sin
Oh, yeah.
City and everything, but it really gives. I still think there's a lot of space for folks to play and tell new stories. That's what's great
Oh,
about.
dude, you're gonna be hyped about my books. Both of my books coming out this year, Fake Your Death Act 1 and Teenage Babylon 1, both black and white books. I just thought it'd be a cool thing to
Noise.
do
Yep.
black and white, and my artists were super down for that. We had a whole talk about how that would work and what goes behind that too.
Yep.
But I'm hyped that I was like, oh, I just kind of want both books black and white. I think that'd be cool.
That's
Like
cool.
maybe dashes of color. I print so print
Right.
tip. I print a lot of my black and white books. I still select full color because your blacks can come out a
More
little
black.
bit richer.
Yep.
Yeah, it kind of elevates some of it. And depending on the style you're going for, you could probably go either way. But I always feel like full color still works really well. But if you want to save a couple cents, just go to black and white, and it's still phenomenal. But a little fun little tidbit there. Uh, we also have Dusk Watchers 2, a
Okay.
post-apocalyptic horror black and white comic. Speaking of which, black and white comic following a group of punks.
I'm sensing a trend.
Yeah, straight up. That was great timing. Actually, I didn't even plan that. Yeah, this looks sick too. Gosh. So I guess this is chapter 2, 56 page black and gray comic.
Mm.
Um, love it then. Man, this is cool. Yeah, they have some stuff going on. They have a lot of cool stuff, t-shirts, stickers. That's super creepy. Love that.
Well, that
Um,
that now lives in my brain. Good.
yeah. And so just so you guys know too, when you do a black and white book, your cover can still be in color.
Full
It
color.
will
Yep.
still print in full color. So you guys could do black and white interiors and do a colored cover and still hit black and white on your order and you'd be fine. Because it's your interior that gets printed in black and white. So pretty cool. A lot of like little add-ons and whatnot too. They just launched this campaign, I think. They have 7 days to go. They need some help. So check out Dusk Watchers 2. There's a link here in the episode description. Please check that out. Give these guys some support. We've been resharing some of their posts as well. What else do we got coming up here that are live? I have a lot of stuff that are in pre-launch, and so I kind of left
Hmm.
them there. You guys can check out the pre-launch stuff just by checking it out. We have 2 more Kickstarter campaigns that are hanging out here. Let's see. We have Outer Spaced number 3. They're promoting issues 1 through 3 right now. Oh, it's cool. I love seeing the number jump up right in front of us. They're looking for 2,500 or 1,200, my bad.
1250. Yep.
1,250, yeah. And 31 days ago, they just launched a couple hours ago. So I think they're on a great start. 136, 8 backers. It's a hilarious book. It's basically like Stripes in space with weed.
With weed.
It's just fun and ridiculous. So this is a cool homage. I don't know if some people get the homage, but there's a Green Lantern cover where Hal is holding like all of the Green Lantern rings in one hand. And it's homaging that cover, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world for a green themed book. There's also a really, really sick variant. Let me see if I can zoom in by Anton Blake. Dude, Anton is this multimedia artist that He does Zethia, the Space Witch. Coolest stuff ever. Look up Anton Blake. Back this cover. It is so rad. I got to see it get made step by step, and it is just Anton's phenomenal, dude. Like that is so cool. I gotta get over
That's
that.
wild.
I love it. But yeah, it's an Apollo City Comics book. Oh, we got a new T-shirt. That's rad. I didn't know that there was a back to that. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. We have a cannabis package and everything, and from our event last year. So yeah, check that out. Ooh, repping CWS as always. But yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
check out Outer Space. You can catch up with issues 1 through 3. Really exciting. So proud of everyone on this team, Eric, Ben, and Jackie. They are just great writers, and Jackie just gets better with every book she draws. Let's see here. We got 2 more. Another one that just launched today. Another actually really awesome friend of ours, Chris Weigand. He's putting together a collection of his book Tights. This is a really cool series. It's been going on for a number of years. Chris is finally like putting it into issues 1 through 5 together, because I think issue 5 is premiering with this Kickstarter. He's had a long road the last couple years. He's had to switch artists a couple times because life happens and changes, but it's all been positive. Chris has made this happen. Just a quick the one-liner is: when a judge is blackmailed by vigilantes into saving San Francisco, he finds himself becoming the very thing he hates the most, a superhero. And it's it's rad. It's a funny book. It has so much great art in it. Like, dude, based out of Canada too. Chris is a great guy. Looks like we got some variants too. Edison Neo. Yeah, full trade, paperback. Hyped to be printing this. Hyped to see Chris make this achievement. Congrats, dude. I can't wait to see this get fulfilled. A lot of cool bundles here too. Yeah, so he is doing issue 5.
Cool stuff.
Yeah. Love that. How to kickstart your comic photo. Oh wow. Ooh. Includes a personal advertising and social media marketing masterclass from Chris Weigand. 20 years in advertising and social marketing, and the LKC digital bundle. That's so cool. This is a for $100 to get a lesson out of it too, and so many books with that, scripts and artwork for this too. That's rad. This is a good bundle. If you guys are able to throw out that much, you'll learn a lot from Chris. There's actually an Inspired Ink episode with Chris. I do encourage you guys to go check out as well. Learn more about him too. And they're doing a stretch goal. Skateboard. Those are always fun. We did a skateboard once. Super rad. A lot of work. And our final live Kickstarter that is on fundmycomic.com. I don't know a lot about running a campaign on this. I've never done Fund My Comic before, but Space Happy number 7, Moon and Destiny, Jumper Jones, I'm gonna see if there's like a one-liner. Oh yeah, let's see. Jonesy, Bob 47, and Dark Jonesy's rescued Chocoa Bomb from the secret installation of the Love Corporation, hidden under the Loveland amusement park. That's interesting. Yeah, probably closer to NSFW book that I don't know. It actually doesn't seem too NSFW.
maybe took the easy route on the website, but
yeah.
You never know.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Go. Yep. Knew it was gonna happen somewhere. Dude, this is crazy. It's crazy. I've never done a campaign on fundmycomic.com. There's so much to learn. I mean, when it comes down to the business of comics, of platforms and everything too, that's a whole lot. A lot of experimentation. So we'll keep an eye on it. We actually have like 7 campaigns that are in pre-launch. They're in the episode description. Check them out. Hit what is it? Notify me on launch for typical Kickstarter ones, but sign up for them. Keep an eye on everyone that are promoting stuff. And if you have a crowdfunding campaign that's coming up soon or is about to happen, there is our form in the link in the episode description where you fill it out, fill out the form, I approve it, and then we promote you here on the show until your campaign's done. So that is our crowdfunding corner for today.
Yeah. So lots of cool projects that are out there, and we know that there are even more out there. So like Brandon said, tell us about them. And if you tell us about them, then we can talk about them.
Yeah.
The internet, it does the things occasionally.
And I mean, that's what we love doing. We love promoting you guys. Like, we know it's hard. I know it's hard. It's rough. It sucks. And just tag us, tag us. We'll reshare, we'll repost. We'll put on our stories. We'll hit that little, I love that repost button. I use it so much for everything.
Clickety.
I wonder how many people get tired of like, man, he just reposts stuff all day long. But that's the internet now. But I think that's it. I think that's the whole print shot episode.
Is that the show?
We didn't do a call for
We
questions beforehand.
we
We didn't have
we
any.
yeah. So if folks got any, we got a couple minutes. Otherwise, yeah, I guess we did the thing. We did it.
You know what we could? The one question that did come up with the team internally was paper stocks. Like, what's your preferred paper stock option? Personally,
Oh, right.
I like
Yep.
self covers. I think self covers give you that great floppy feel. I think that's that's a funny word to say.
Our industry is so weird.
I think self covers, I think, really encapsulate a comic in general, and it feels organic and it meshes all well together. Where was the link to get on the pre-launch list? In the description. Yeah. So if you have one, fill out our crowdfunding form, and we will put you on like our episode descriptions and everything else. But check out the crowdfunding section on the CWS website, and we will give you shout outs like crazy. And then just tag us on Instagram and everything too. Oh, hey, this has been great. Thank you so much. Always stay positive out there, gamers. Love that. I was saying a thing before the thing, and then I forgot what I was saying.
Words.
Words about words. Paper stock options, self covers, and everything. Do you have a preferred paper stock that you like your covers to be? Do you like the cardboard cardboard covers, the blank sketch feel,
Man, it's
glossy, non-glossy?
I'm not an artist. Like I said, Chris doesn't draw, but I am a consumer of the products.
Mhm.
I feel like with the true floppies, like you said, that the self covers, that's just a comic to me. That like I felt a lot of stuff that is moving towards like thicker stock, and some of them that have more complicated art on them. I understand why that choice is made, because there's some books that I'm like, okay, that's really dope. But it's my experience in some of the production is that some of those are also harder. I don't mean physically, but just in terms of packaging them and also just like collecting them, because like
To be
I
gentle.
I know this sounds weird, right? But comic collectors are weird. If those of you who are creators haven't figured that out yet, you will as soon as you sit at your first con at a table. But I know that some of the companies that were using like really hard stock covers, like when I was a retailer, people were like, "Oh, I really hate that because like I put it in a bag and a board and it eviscerates the bag."
Mm.
And then I do it again and it breaks the new bag because bags are cheap. And even with, unless you got like really nice mylar, which you're not putting everything in, because if you did, you would be poor. And so collectors are weird, and I feel like that's just something you need to feel out through a lot of things. But I just like that natural, like, this is a comic. And I guess that makes me weird, but maybe it doesn't. But it just makes me think through, like, as you go through that exercise, like, ask people, like, straight up, if I can provide some of that free advice. Because like one of the things that like blew my mind as a retailer in a creative choice that was clearly a choice that was made, that a bunch of people went and literally didn't read a whole bunch of comics simply because of a creative choice, was DC Black Label choosing magazine format as their primary format.
Yeah.
I literally had customers that said, "I'm not buying it." And all of us are like, "Why?" They're like, "I don't have anywhere to store it." And we're like, "That's why you're not going to buy it?"
I remember that. That was crazy too.
And
yeah.
when you stop there and go, "But there's more art and it's really good stories." And they're like, "Yeah, but where do I put it?" And I'm like,
What? Just buy one box, buy one magazine box, and you'll be surprised because now I own 4 magazine boxes. And it started with
when the process begins, it does not end.
But that's like when you say you're gonna buy one action figure, like, I'm not gonna get to action figures. Now I have a box that I have
no comment. So, but I think on that, like, is what's your personal preference is obviously a big thing. And as a creator, you're trying to create a thing that you're bringing your thing to life. So do the thing that makes the most sense for the thing you're creating. Don't take any of this as, oh, that weird dude Chris said to do this, that, and the other thing. No. Hear me when I say this. It's like, just know that customers are weird. We all know that. If you sell things, you already know that. But do the thing because you want it to be the thing that you created, and that it represents the thing that you wanted to get to your end. Because honestly, at the end of the day, even with the DC Black Label stuff, people eventually came around and did but I heard this was really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that means they then got to see it in the format that the creator intended it to be in. So I've had some folks offer that free, comic book industry advice lately and be like, when you're creating a comic, no matter what the concept is, from writing it to drawing it to how you print it, etc., you are making a comic of one, and that one is you, because you want to tell a story a particular way. Because if it's truly the thing that you want to make, you'll want to make lots more of it. And I didn't even think about it from a creative perspective because normally we're sat here and taught, there's your audience over there, go get them.
Yeah.
Well, as creators, it's kind of the inverse, because we're trying to create a thing to tell a particular story. Yes, we're hoping to aim at a particular subset of people, right? Sure. But what really tells the story is, I did this. And you've heard me say this before, it's the thing that you can hold in your hands. It's something you can be proud of. It's a heck of a lot easier to sell the thing that you just love top to bottom, inside and outward. So, tell us about those paperweights, because we are curious. We're curious what you're seeing. But then I think the part that I'd also like to hear from folks in the Discord or in the comments is why? Because to the point of what I just said, is the why kind of drives us in the direction of, well, this is why I did go with that heavier. This is why I went with gloss. This is why I went with foil. Like, just to tell another story, think about it like when Wildstorm came back.
Mm-hmm.
When Wildstorm and Wildcats first came out, we had those really crazy reflective foil covers from the 90s, right? They redid them in the new thing because it was pointing back to that. And a bunch of people are like, what am I looking at? It's not 1994 anymore. And it's like, no, but you're going to buy that because it absolutely is that.
Yeah.
So
rough too.
Yeah, right. But it's like, look, I have a Spawn #1 and I have this foil from Wildstorm, Wildcats, X Factor. It's like, please stop. Just stop.
Oh man. Yeah, no, honestly, like that whole, plus if you missed out on those books, you missed out on the first appearance of Bat Dick, which was heartbreaking if you didn't see that.
I was gonna leave Batawang alone, but
it was a good driving for that market to get that first print.
It worked. But I have 2 copies. Probably worthless now, but I've got them.
For that. Yeah, I wonder what they go on eBay now. They were like 300 a piece at one point.
It was dumb there for a minute, for sure.
It was. I gifted it to a friend for Christmas actually, and they're really excited.
That's great. That's great. It's good.
But
it's a good story.
I think I had that debacle with Fake Your Death coming out in May on Kickstarter. Is the way it was drawn, it's going to fit best into a magazine format. And I was like, dude, how am I going to print this later with like in bulk? You know what I mean? Like, cause I want that bulk discount with my other books when I do reorders. You just kind of find a way around it. You start with one and know that it's going to build up into more. Now we have 2 books that are in magazine size. So I'm like, it justifies it now at this point. Like that makes sense. And because we had one come out last year out of the random. But figuring out that format and storage, but you know what I ran into an issue with when I fulfilled, in fact, I just go ahead right here. This guy right there. Oh, that guy, this dude.
It's like, I'll find it. It's back there somewhere.
I didn't have the right mailers for it. So things were kind of popping out. It was a small campaign, luckily, but still, that's the next part for creators to know is like, one, you're formatting, but know on fulfillment if you're capable to properly ship those things out too. And that's the thing I learned was like, if I'm doing this magazine size format, I need to get a mailer that fits magazines properly. And I really didn't because the standard CWS ones are made for standard comics or manga or smaller within that range. Magazine puts it up just a hints over, and it just the top and bottom of it don't get protected properly. It'll close, but it won't. The top and bottom won't work. So yeah, it's I think formatting is one of the most important things to really consider and how to impact sales too. I didn't really realize that until you think of a consumer standpoint of how am I going to store this? And that is an issue. Or what you could do if you only have 1 or 2 magazines, size books, just put them sideways in your short box,
Yep.
and it's perfect.
Yep.
Go with it.
Smarter, not harder, fam.
100%. And with that, I think we're done. I don't know. I
we
think
did it?
we hit an hour.
Oh, that's the show. Back it up, kids.
That's a show. All right, that's it. That's it. So make sure you guys tune in this Thursday. We have a really stacked cast on Spilled Ink. Evan McGuire, I love Evan so much. We have Adam Lema, love Adam. Ian Cinco, one of my main dudes, and who else am I missing? Oh, Greg Diggs is joining us again. Greg has been awesome the last couple of weeks. I love Greg. And we're actually doing pinups, variant covers. I'm doing a sketch cover. Speaking of magazine size, I did a poll, and you all chose Batman Golden Age over Spawn because everyone chose Spawn yesterday, and I suck at drawing Spawn, and I didn't want to do that. So I was just like,
I respect that on so many levels.
And
it's
everyone
like,
chose this.
No.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not happy with your answer. I'm going to try another poll. So yeah.
So I took a poll, and you were wrong.
100%.
Just kidding. And also tune in tomorrow to our social medias for the return of Cats, Comics, and Coffee. Did I get it right? Did I put the C's in the right order?
Yes, I think you did. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's a nice little preview, like taste.
It's the setup.
Yeah, it's a setup for the year. And then we have 4 new episodes. We have a Super Guy, Astro Alliance, and I'm missing one more that got made because I made them last year when we decided to reformat stuff. So
yeah, just keep an eye out. I think we're gonna be targeting Wednesday releases for those. So new comic book day, you get Cats, Comics, and Coffee.
Love it. I love it so much. And then Monday night, me and Casper are going to talk about OAX and the Kirby Award. So tune in then. And in 2 weeks, we'll bring back the print shop, which I won't be here. So it might still happen. But I won't be able to talk that day.
If we do it, then we're down to the point of we've successfully rotated everybody out once.
We know we can run the show.
And we've got it.
Love it. Well, Chris, any last shout outs, final words?
No, I think those are the big things. Join the Discord.
Join the Discord.
Like and subscribe. We're here for you all folks. So tell us what we can do better or things that you enjoyed, and we'll do more of those things. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah, tell us all about your comics. Go in that Discord. Share all your tips and tricks. We love it.
Yep.
I love reading that stuff. But cool. Thank you all so much. Thanks for hanging today. And that is the print shop. Y'all have a good afternoon.